We bring you a special report from our new series, Badasses in History. Tonight, we learn about Simo Häyhä, the White Death, a Finnish sniper with over 500 confirmed kills. The year is 1938, and Russia, anticipating their pact with the dickhead Nazi Germans to carve up Eastern Europe, are like, hey, we don't trust these dickhead Nazis, so Finland, why don't you give us a big old chunk of your land so we have a space buffer when these jerkwads invade us? Finland was like, thanks but no thanks, Ruskies. We're gonna remain neutral unless Germany attacks. So those red commie bastards were like, come on, just give us a little bit of your land for a buffer. And Finland refused again. So Russia was like, hey, you guys attacked us. No one saw it, but you totally did, and because of that, we're going to come take your land by force. Turns out, it was a false flag operation, but the commies thought that was good enough evidence, so in late November of 1939, they invade Finland, starting the Winter War, which was to last 100 days. Enter Simo. He grew up on a farm. Through hunting, he learned limitless patience, and in dealing with the brutal Finnish winters, he developed his tolerance of cold and a sharpened instinct for survival. In 1925, he served a mandatory 15 months in the army. This allowed him more trigger time to further develop his marksmanship skills. However, he did not receive sniper training until 1938 while serving in the Finnish Civil Guard. Simo had a great ability to be able to accurately estimate distances within a meter out to 150 meters. He was documented as landing 16 consecutive rounds in the bullseye from 150 meters in less than a minute with iron sights. That is quite the feat, considering he was using a bolt-action rifle with a 5-round fixed magazine that was fed by stripper clips. Jesus, don't let the gun control activists hear that. They'll be banning fingers and eyeballs next. So, as I was saying, little did the Russians know that the biggest badass they would encounter would be 5-foot, 3-inch tall Simo. You see, the Russians were ill prepared for the Finnish winter, where temps could range down to negative 40 degrees. FYI, negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit is negative 40 degrees Celsius. Yeah, I know that's weird, and you're welcome. So those commie bastards did not have the appropriate clothing. It was green, and also not warm enough. They would often sit around a fire for warmth, which made them easy targets. Additionally, their movements were hampered by all their advanced heavy weaponry and vehicles, which did not travel well on the poorly made roads and caused unending delays. Simo and countrymen used this to their advantage. They would do lightning ski troop attacks, where the Russians couldn't hear them coming and fired upon them with Suomi KP-31s, which sprayed 9mm Freedom Seeds at the rate of 750 rounds per minute. It is said that Simo racked up over 200 kills this way, but those were never confirmed, so that doesn't count towards his total. The Finns were smart enough to dress in all white to help conceal them during these guerrilla-style attacks. The Great Red Army had much more manpower, to the tune of 100 to 1. At one point, 32 Finns distinguished themselves by holding off 4,000 Soviet troops. Not too shabby. This apparently easy win was turning out to be an oddly lopsided commie nightmare where the underdogs were winning. When Simo wasn't mowing them down on lightning ski attacks, he took to the woods mostly alone with his Finnish M28 and just enough rations to get him through a day. Though rifle scopes were available, he turned his nose up at them. He preferred the smaller profile of iron sights, and also to not give away his position from the sun reflecting off the objective end of the scope. That little twinkle gave away the position of many opposing snipers, which he dispatched handily, sometimes at distances up to 500 yards. Being a master of camouflage, he would pack snow beneath his muzzle so as not to kick up any flakes and leave a signature which would give away his position. He would do this in a number of hides, so he had fallback positions when the action kicked off. Another great trick he employed was to take a mouthful of snow to cool his breath, then breathe slowly so as not to give away his position due to the water vapor. Oddly enough, Simo preferred to shoot from a sitting position rather than prone. He used dug-in hide holes, dressed in all white, and patiently waited for the right time. During the 100-Day Winter War, he tallied somewhere between 505 and 542 confirmed kills with his M28 alone, an average of 5 to 6 a day, with his most successful day being 25. Had his other kills been confirmed, this pint-sized badass motherfucker would have had over 700 forever commie naps to his name. When the Russians realized how many deaths he was responsible for, it is said they gave him the nickname Belya Smert, or White Death. Oddly, the Finns had given him the nickname Magic Shooter, which is way less cool and sounds like the name of a pornographic film star. The Red Army sent teams of counter-snipers after him, and they did not fare well. Because of this, they would do artillery strikes on his general position when he came to visit. They would send at times well over 50 artillery rounds, decimating a whole forest. The closest they ever got was tearing the back of his coat and giving him a few scratches. One sniper in particular gave him some trouble. This one had killed 3 of their soldiers and a couple officers. Simo moved into that area at night and set up his hide. He waited all day, patiently scanning the white slopes opposite him, packing snow in his mouth to hide his breath. Then, as he was watching some Russian troops retire for the day, he decided he would stay all night if he had to. But as luck would have it, he didn't. Some pine branches moved a few hundred yards to his right. Thinking his work was done for the day, the Russian sniper revealed his position and started to put on some snowshoes. He only got the left one on before Simo turned out the lights. The White Death did finally have a round with his name on it. On March 6th of 1940, he caught a round to the left side of his face, which destroyed a significant portion of the upper and lower jaw and removed most of his cheek. After that battle, he was found unconscious and assumed dead, so the Russians threw him on a pile of dead bodies. A fellow Finn who was tasked with looking for Simo found him on that pile with his legs still twitching. He remained unconscious for 9 days, during which the war ended. He spent the next year in change, recovering, and going through 20-something surgeries to piece his face back together. Simo never went back to war, and the Finns ended up giving 11% of their country to Russia, but at the cost of an enormous amount of casualties. When all was said and done, the Soviet general remarked, "We have won only enough ground to bury our dead." Simo lived to be 96 years old and passed away in 2002, one of the toughest SOBs that ever lived. Well, on that note, let this be a lesson that one man with a bolt action can make a huge impact against enemies both foreign and domestic. And the only necessary gun control comes down to a few things: breath control, sight alignment, and trigger press. This special report is brought to you by Sierra Whiskey Co., a Pro 2A company who has created Undertack Underwear, the only underwear optimized for concealed carry, and features an escape and evasion pocket on the back of the waistband, where you can keep a handcuff key, handcuff shim, razor blade, Kevlar string, and a few $100 bills. All great things to get you out of a bad situation when traveling, on and up, or in a dangerous area. Sierra Whiskey Co. Chunk secured, mission accomplished. Well, the Magic Shooter. Did you know that was my nickname in college? Oh, damn it. Is this mic still on?